Hi guys, today I wanted to do a video on how to host a website. A lot of people don't really know what that is, and I had a little bit of troubles when I first started on how to host my website and create databases and stuff like that, and I didn't even really understand what that was. So I used the support center at InMotion Hosting. That's where I host all of my websites. I absolutely love them. They have a 24/7 support team that you can IM with, or you can call whenever you need to. If 3 in the morning you're working on your website and you get stuck, go ahead and give them a call and they're always there for you. So I personally use InMotion Hosting and I would highly recommend it to anybody and everyone who has any type of website hosting needs. But I'm just gonna do a quick tutorial just to show you a little bit how to set up your website. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to inmotionhosting.com. I'll put a link down at the bottom of this video to show you guys for the website that you guys can go if you would like to purchase InMotion Hosting. The first thing you're going to want to do when you go there is go to domains. And what a domain is, it's just your website URL. So you're gonna enter a domain name. So whatever you would like your website to be. Now there are a lot of domains that are taken, so this will tell you if the website is taken or not. So I know for a fact this is taken. So I'll show you what it looks like. When you search for it, it's gonna say not available. So I'm gonna go to, the good thing about InMotion Hosting is that you can do anything that has .com, .net, .org, .biz, .info, or .us. So it's a really good way to, okay, this one's taken too. So let's do highlighter for all .biz. I'm just trying to find a domain name that's not taken so I can show you. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna put in what domain name you want, and then if it's available, you click order now. So these are all the different type of hosting packages. Now, if you probably aren't going to have many websites at first, so the launch package might be more for you. You do have to pay, it does say it's $6.99 a month plus free setup. You do have to pay that year all in advance, and then if you get the 24 months, 2 years, you have to pay that all up front. So, and that's like it for all of them. So I do the power because I get 6 separate websites, and I know I've used about 3 or 4 of them already, and I know I'm going to be adding more as time goes on. Don't really be too concerned about this at first. If you can always upgrade as you go along. So just for this purpose, I'm going to do the power 12 months and then click continue. And then this is just confirming what your domain name and the plan you want and the time period. Now this is where you enter in all your billing information, and the important part to note here is this domain privacy. Now this is really important because per law, whenever you register a website, they will put your name and your address, your home address, and it's a law, you can't get around it. This is basically the only way to get around it. What you would have to do is you would have to do this domain privacy. It's only $10 for a year, and what it does, it just masks your identity to people that are trying to find out where you live, if there are spammers, some type of telemarketers who are trying to contact you, for someone to try and steal your identity. So this is just another way to protect yourself, and I would really highly recommend getting this. I get this for all of my websites, and I would not go without it. It's only $10 a year. That's less than $1 a month, so I would strongly recommend this. So after you do all this, just click purchase. Obviously, I'm not going to purchase anything, so I'm not going to go through with this, but type in your credit card information, click purchase, and then you're going to receive a welcome email from InMotion Hosting. Now in that welcome email, it's going to have what you call a username and a password on how to set up your AMP, A-M-P. Now what that is, let me show you. It's going to look like this. The link will bring you here, Account Management Panel. Now you're going to put in your email and your password per the instructions that they give you in that welcome email, and then when you do, you're going to log in and it's going to go to this page. Now this is your Account Management Panel, whole type of all of your settings and everything for your website. So you can right here is where you're going to update your credit card information, your contact information, pay any bills you might have. And then if down the line, if you decide you want to get another website, you can, right here where it says register domain, you can actually buy another domain right from this site and not have to worry about going through those extra steps that you already did previously. Now this transfer domain, this is if you were to buy a domain name from, say, HostGator or another website, but you don't want to host through them, you just bought your domain name through them, and then you want to transfer it to InMotion Hosting. This is where you would do that. Now this right here is my website that I have all of my other websites under. This is my main domain name, and then through here you have all different types of options. The most one you're probably going to be using is your cPanel option, so go ahead and click that so we can get through and I can show you a little bit how to set up your domain. So you're going to click cPanel and it's going to go to here. These have a whole slew of options. Now if at any point in time, say you saved your cPanel up in your toolbar and then you want to get back to your AMP, right here is where you would go back to get to that. Right here is another button if you want to go and chat with the support center. If you want to change your password, it's right here. So the main part I'm going to talk about today is, so my main name is, this is my main domain. Now for me, I have multiple domain names, so what I'm going to do, if I'm going to add a new domain name, I'm going to click on add-on domains. But for the purposes of this tutorial, you probably only have one domain because you probably just bought it. So all we're going to do, your main domain will be right up here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a database. So basically what a database is, it's just a file to organize all of your information in. And this is really important to do this because when you start adding on different websites, maybe you have a health website, maybe you have a yoga website, maybe you have a bodybuilding website, maybe you also have a gardening website. You know, we want to keep all of those kind of separated and you want to be able to easily find files for each of them. So this is where this database wizard comes in. I strongly recommend you do this. I would never, ever, ever do a website without doing this first. Now there are two ways to do this. You can do it manually, add them here, or you can do the database wizard, which sets everything up for you. So let's go through this. So what you're going to do, it says new database. Now this is the Smiles 13. This is off of my main domain name. This will never, ever, ever change because that is my main domain. Yours will be different based upon what your URL is. And so it says Smiles 13 underline, and then you can type something in here. What I like to do to keep myself organized is name it something about your URL. So if my URL is highlightersforall.biz, I think that's the one I chose, then I'm going to put Smiles 13 underline highlighter. And the only reason why I'm doing that is because I really just want to keep myself organized. I'm not going to do Smiles 13 underline apple and the next website do orange and the next one do banana because I'm going to start getting confused on which fruit is with what URL. So this is just how I like to organize myself, but you can choose whatever you want here. Click next. And then you want to set up a username. So what this is you are creating a user to use this database. And this database is going to go through your URL. So first, what you're going to do is you're going to create for yourself a user. Now this is great because if you hire outsourcers or if you're hiring other people to do things on your website, you can create them as a user and only grant them certain privileges to your website. So they don't have to log in with your username and password. So where it says username, I don't really pay much attention to this because what's really important is keeping yourself organized with your database name. But name this whatever you want. You could name it, if it's going to be your username, just go ahead and put your own username. So I'll put myself on here and then go ahead and put a password to your oops. Okay, So it says, I just added myself with a password happypeople1. Now this is where you're going to grant them privileges. So I always do all privileges because this is yourself. You want to let yourself be able to do whatever you want with your website. So this is, and you're finally completed. You just added this user with all privilege to this database. So the main thing to remember here is that your domain name, it takes about 8 to 24 hours, and I know this is going to sound frustrating, but it takes about 8 to 24 hours to mature. So what that means is, and I talked to the support center plenty of times about this, because all I want to do when I finally buy my website, I just want to start building it. And what they've told me is that it takes about 8 to 24 hours for your website to really connect with their servers and to get everything downloaded and ready for you to start building your site. So be patient. I know that it's very frustrating and it's not fun, but go ahead at this point and I'm sure just take a break, do something else, work on another piece, watch another tutorial, because it will take a good amount of time for this to mature and connect with their servers. So after you have added your database, now I'm going to go through this database over here, and I'm going to show you. These are all the databases I have. So see, this is my Smiles highlighter and Smiles Lindsay. Now, if you decide that you want to delete a database later on, you can go ahead and click here, delete database, and you just permanently delete it. If you decide that you don't want it anymore, or say you added a database by mistake, or you added a user by mistake, you just go ahead and you just delete it. No big deal. Remember, these are basically just files that you're storing different accounts and files for, and it's just more for you to really understand. Like, you have different files in your My Documents folder. You have probably pictures, probably maybe a tax folder, maybe school, maybe work. So this is basically the same exact thing. You're just organizing your websites, and it's good to do it earlier better than later, and then try and clean up the mess. But I am going to go through how to add a WordPress onto your website. So, at the top you see scripts. Now these are different applications, for lack of a better term, that you can add to your site. Go ahead and click on WordPress. And up here we're going to install. Now down here, these are all the websites that I manage and that I already have installed WordPress on. So I'm going to click install. And now it says choose your protocol. Now most of the time it's going to be HTTP, unless you have decided that your site is secure and it's HTTPS. Highly unlikely, unless if you've just started uploading your site, that it's going to be anything but HTTP, but there is that option for HTTPS in case you are uploading it from a different server. So choose your domain. Here's my Yin Yang Marketing that I just did. And then this is, I don't ever change this. This is what they create for the WordPress installation. Now this is saying site name. Now honestly, none of this really matters, because this right here you can change when you log into your site. So I always leave this blank because I'll just change it when I upload my site. So this is the important part. Admin username. This username will never be able to be changed. So make sure this is a username that you always will remember, because you will never be able to change this username. It's really, really, really important that you remember it. So I'm going to make my password, let's go Emerald Sky 122. I don't know. I'm just making this up for this video because obviously I'm going to change it after the video. But so, and then this is your email. Now, the cool thing about InMotion hosting is you have a lot of email addresses. So the good thing about it is you can do admin@yingyangmarketing.com or whatever your website is. And then for me, what I like to do is if you have different people working for you, you can have, like, my name's Lindsay, I could do Lindsay@yingyangmarketing.com, Mark@yingyangmarketing.com, support@yingyangmarketing.com, sales@yingyangmarketing.com, depending on like what you want to do, info@yingyangmarketing.com. So I can just make a whole bunch of email addresses for my account. So for right now, I'm going to do admin at So now I'm going to install. So basically it's going to upload and you're going to be able to, you will now have WordPress on your site. It says that congratulations, it was successfully installed. So your administrative URL to make any changes to your site, which is really, really important that everyone remember, it's going to be your domain name /wp-admin. And that's for every single website you're always going to have if you host it through InMotion Hosting. And I'm pretty sure if you host it through any other type of hosting site, it's going to be your URL /wp-admin. And that's how you're going to log in. So let me just show you really quick. I'm going to click on that website. And so it's going to take me to the WordPress login. Now your username and your password is, remember when in the video where I went back and I told you that your username is something you can never, ever, ever change. So pick something that you really like. So I'm going to log in, and then my password, I think I did Emerald Sky 122. I hope that was my password. Great. So now I am here and this is what my website looks like. So now what I want to show you is I want to show you how to set up your email. Now this is really important because if you have like a partner in your business, or if you want to set up a support kind of email, so you don't get like bogged down and your email gets spammed with a ton of emails, go ahead and set this up and I'll show you how. Go down to where it says mail, which is right here, and it says email accounts. Go ahead and click that. And then what you'll do is you'll do right here where it says email, create whatever email you want at what your URL is. So I have a bunch of URLs here. I'm going to choose the yingyangmarketing.com. So it's going to be Lindsay@yingyangmarketing.com, or you could put in sales@yingyangmarketing.com. You can put support@yingyangmarketing.com. Now you can have a ton of emails, and you can actually forward these emails. If you don't want to check each inbox, you can forward these emails to one central email. So what I like to do is I like to make a free Google account with like my URL, like I would put yingyangmarketing@gmail.com, and then I would make my email, like if Lindsay@yingyangmarketing.com, I would forward that so I don't have to continue to like check a bunch of different inboxes. I would just forward that to my Gmail account. But it's important that you have this because you can continue, like say you hire some employees and you hire Mark@yingyangmarketing.com, and make him an email address. So put your email, put your password, and then just create the account. So as you can see, I have a bunch of different accounts down here already. Now to forward the email, what you would need to do is go back to email, just here, go back to mail, and then you're going to click forwarders. So as you can see, I already have some forwarded. So you're going to click add a forwarder. Address to forward. So you're going to choose what address you want to forward. So like I said, Yin Yang Marketing, if I want to put Lindsay@yingyangmarketing.com, and then I want to forward it to, say, yingyangmarketing@gmail. I have not set this email up. No clue if this even exists, but I'm just using it as an example, and click Add Forwarder. And then you'll see it pop down here. So that's how to add a forwarding box. Now to get to your email, you're going to go back to your cPanel. Say you don't want to add a mail forwarding. You just want to use the one they have. So click on Webmail. And then you're going to go to the Secure Webmail login. And then you're going to choose how you want to read your email. So they have these 3 applications to read your email. Honestly, for me, I really don't care. So I'm just going to use this application. I've never heard of either of them. This is what my inbox looks like, and this is just what my email looks like through them when I use this application. So that's it. Really simple, really easy to do, and then now you're set. You have set up your website, you have your login, you have the pieces of the puzzle to start building your website. So thank you for watching this video, and stay tuned for the next one in which we're going to be talking about actually building your WordPress website.